when it comes to the quality of leaders. Emotional intelligence involves first self-awareness, being aware about yourself, and what are the moods and emotions that, and what are the things that drive you. What is your motivation? That's very important. Next, empathy. We call it empathy, is understanding others, putting yourself in the shoes of others. What do the followers expect me, or what do the public at large expect me by after I assume this position? What will be their feeling if I'm not responding to their expectation or living up to their expectation? How am I hampering their spirit, and I'm breaking them when I'm not living up to their expectation? And the promise maybe that I have given for that public is very important. That's it. After self-awareness, empathy is very important. The third one is social skill. How to, keeping good relationship with others, so that, without good relationship as a leader, you are working with people. Most of your activity is going to be done with people. Even the very definition of leadership is working with others. So, to influence others, to rally others behind your vision that you are supposed to have, needs very good relationship. So that is a social skill, that you have to manage the relationship between you and the others, and working with others is very important. Ability to work with others, the humanistic skill. The fourth one is motivation. What is the motivation? Is it just greed for power, or for status, or for money that you have with this position? Emotionally intelligent leaders, they know that, or their motivation, they understand that the motivation should be beyond this. The motivation should be to serve others. Really, one of the theories that I like in leadership is a servant leadership theory. According to this theory, leaders shouldn't be leaders first. They should be rather servant first, then leader. They should be. There is a big difference between a servant first and a leader first, especially when it comes to public sector. The responsibility that falls on the shoulder of the leader is very, very immense. And understanding this very important expectation, I mean the degree that this the magnanimity of this responsibility is very big, and if you understand that, you will be committed to answering and responding to the demand of the people. So this emotional intelligence is very important from the leaders that we put them on the positions.
It's amazing. Anything that I should know that you may add and tell us, anything related to this area, because our audiences would need that as something important for their experiences, and anything that I haven't read,
Yeah, you just mentioned about, you asked me about African leadership and Ethiopian leadership and what to do. To me, especially when it comes to Ethiopia, the position in which the country is now is really very sensitive. And I would say that the leaders who are now assuming the position, especially the new leadership, is having a very big responsibility, because the expectation of the people is very high. The speech made at the inaugural ceremony was very, very inspiring for many people. The hope of many people is raised. Once you raise the hope of others, once you inspire others, once you put a very good vision on what you are going to do, and you put the direction, if you don't live up to that expectation, the crisis will be very high. So we were on the brink of very big crisis. Now it seems that we are saved, and the leadership that is expected from the new government under the Prime Minister Dr. Abiy is that it has to continue with the current raised inspiration. And the starting seems really very, very interesting, because I see that he is giving chance for many people to participate in his leadership. For example, he was talking to political parties.
Contesting political.
Yes, the contesting. Even he last time mentioned that the name shouldn't be opposition, rather it should be alternative or I don't know, parties with alternative ideas. Or, as you said, contesting, not opposition, because the word opposition has a negative connotation in itself. So, if you are really an inclusive government, accommodating government, a leadership that everyone can see himself in, then that is the starting point for success. And until now, I see that he's for example, in his speech, it was really very good speech. He inspired many people in that he said, we recognize the political parties' interest and we appreciate their struggle. We also recognize the role of civic societies and NGOs. We also recognize the other religious institutions that we have. And that's very important. And if you have an inclusive government, a leadership that appreciates the role of everybody in a positive manner, that will be really the result that we expect, that we can get will be really tremendous. And I think, you know, one of the problems that I didn't mention about African leadership is negativity. Now we are moving in a positive stepward. I mean, positive step, and it's a step in the right direction for Africa, for our country. And recently, you know, many African countries, actually, it's not only Ethiopia. We see there are, you know, peaceful transition of power. In other countries, even actually, there are opposition or alternative parties winning election, because for that institutions are very important. By the way, leadership cannot be successful without institutions. Institutions matters. Institutions matter. Institutions matter. The courts or the legal system that we have is very important for its transparency, independence, autonomy, competency. Because if people feel that justice is delivered, justice will prevail. The confidence they have, the trust they have over the leaders is very, very, very big. And you know, for any leadership, trust is very, very crucial. Confidence is very, very crucial from the people. I mean, trust actually involves also confidence. Trust involves three things. Trust in that you are not going to harm this community or the followers or whatever, the constituents. Trust in your competency or your ability to deliver what is expected. Trust in your behavior, ethical behavior. You are not, you know, having something unethical things, or the integrity that you have and other things are not under question. That's about trust. So a leadership that possesses these three things, these three elements of trust, will be able to rally people behind its vision, and you can create peace and stability. Justice is a base for stability, and for a justice to prevail, the quality of the leadership is very important. And I think these are some of the points.
You have enjoyed, I hope, because Dr. Jamal Mohammed, my guest, has shared his experiences, a lot of experiences, specifically regarding leadership in Africa and the situation in Ethiopia as well. And I've enjoyed on my part. I say bye to you by inviting you one Oromo song from Bali. Thank you for watching. Have a good time. Bye-bye.
Anaadhufu English Anaadhufu
Oh